Once again, welcome into the nest, of course. Honorable Priest Isaac here with you, glorifying Emperor Haile Selassie the First in all good doings and saying, a wonderful day in the tiger's domain. I just put a video up as it relates to chocolate and the abuse of children in Africa on the YouTube, and it seems as after the 12 to 13 minutes thereabout, the audio definitely has just vanished, disappeared. There's no sound. I don't know exactly what is taking place as it relates to that. I mean, I have the videos, I have the audio, and I don't know where that took place and how that just happened like that. It was a very, it is a very interesting, provocative, and in-depth program that we did, myself and the youths, chocolate and the abuse of children in Africa. And I don't know what the case is, but I said I'm not going to take it down, at least not right away. It's interesting. I'm just holding the vibes and looking at it because there's so many things that has taken place with us on many different levels as it relates to this internet stuff. But that one is really strange. It was a comment that I saw. Someone was saying this video has to be done over. I said, done over? What are you talking about? When I saw someone say, hey, the sound is gone at 12, whatever, whatever. And I went and I listened. I said, yeah. So I went back to the video itself that I uploaded. I said, but this is okay. I went back to the audio. Obviously, that's good. I mean, and everyone, that's a shock of the hour program that we put up there. That was a shock of the hour program. And I know all of the subscribers to the shock of the hour for sure has the full audio of that program there. So I don't know what happened there. So yeah, but even this evening here, I want to just touch upon quickly a subject that we did touch on, the shock of the hour, but I always think it necessary to bring it even to the YouTube family as well, as it relates to the a subject area that is now bringing its head up again in the news. Just a few evenings ago, I heard them highlighting that the Pope is saying something else again as it relates to the acknowledgement of the priests in the church and the bishops in the church and the clergy in the Roman church sexually abusing nuns. But before that, let me just say this. This is very important because the time is at hand. And I'm just reminding you that our winter solstice experience for 2019 is almost here. And we're talking about 5 days of culture, sunshine, and the beach. I mean, talking about the whole aspect of yoga, meditation, fresh fruit, and even what is known as vegan food, but we're talking about ital food. I'm giving you the full understanding of the full experience that is taking place even in December. I'm talking about the winter solstice experience right here in Antigua. Plus, of course, the highlight of the event, which is the morning and the evening hike to Green Castle Hill. Now, I'm personally inviting you to come and experience for yourself the Stonehenge of the Caribbean. And I'm sure that each and every listener that is listening knows exactly what I'm speaking about when I refer to the Stonehenge of the Caribbean, Green Castle Hill. And if not, I'm going to put the link to the documentary of the Stonehenge of the Caribbean, Green Castle Hill, the Green Castle Hill documentary. I'm going to put the link in this description if you are somewhat lost to what I'm speaking of. So as I said, come and experience for yourself the Stonehenge of the Caribbean, countless of volcanic rocks that align with the stars, that align with the movements of the heavens. And now we are promising you, an experience that you will never forget. So you can bring a friend, you can bring your family, and spend 5 days and nights with us right here, as I said, in Anu, in Antigua. And there will be different prizes and surprises and banquets and much more in store for you. at our wonderful winter solstice. And of course, we're talking about when the sun itself is at its most southern point in the celestial realms, you know. So, what you need to do now is to book your flights today, wherever you may be with us here in the Caribbean in Antigua from, listen good, so you know when you have to check and see what kind of flights you're getting, from the 17th to the 23rd of December. You know, and obviously you got to contact me for more in-depth and precise information as it relates to the winter solstice 2019. And of course, you know, contacting me is priest Isaac 27 at gmail.com. And let me please say, anyone who has even contacted me prior on this subject, I ask that you recontact me, because from that time to this time, a lot of things have happened as it relates to a lot of the information and contact, and ones would even see you can't even get me on WhatsApp anymore. So you got to do that for yourself. But anyway, I said I wanted to touch upon this quickly.
A new front in the long-running scandal of sexual abuse in the Catholic Church. Pope Francis admitted on Tuesday that clerics have sexually abused nuns. His comments at the end of a historic visit in the Middle East are the first time he's acknowledged in public the sexual abuse of women.
The mistreatment of women is a problem. I dare say humanity has not yet matured. Women are second-class citizens, and it starts from there, doesn't it? It's a cultural problem.
In recent years, Catholic nuns have accused clerics of sexual abuse in Africa, Asia, South America, and Europe. Last week, the Vatican's women's magazine, Women Church World, said in some cases sisters were forced to have abortions or bear children that clergy members refused to recognise, and that more women were coming forward because of the Me Too movement. The Pope said the Church was tackling the issue, but that it was still going on.
Should more be done? Yes. Do we have the will? Yes. But it's a path that we've been on for some time.
Last November, the Catholic Church's global body of nuns denounced the culture of silence and secrecy that prevents nuns from speaking out.
What I find interesting about this, and I could speak to this, you know, that in the late 90s, very late, 1998, 1999, when I just began, you know, my media work, and I was doing the ancient mystic vibration on the radio, ZDK radio, brother. And I would do programs on the abuse, the sexual abuse that's going on even in the church, the Roman Catholic Church. I remember there was this cassette I had of a nun known as Nun Charlotte, and she was giving you her experience in the convent, and the laundry, and how she had to clean the floors and scrub the walls and make the beds, and they would feed them this sort of food, and the nutrition was bad. And remember, we're talking about maybe Eastern Europe, and the time of the Cold War, if you understand what was going on in the time of even Stalin, and so you could get a picture of where we are when people were eating people. So a lot of children were sent to the convents and the different places, the monastery and whatever the case is, and they have countless of accounts of abuse, not just to the nuns, but we're talking about the nuns now, but to little boys, little girls. But as you could see now, according to this report, there are even cases where children have been killed at birth, and children are seen without, you know, the clergymen do not accept that this is my child or that is my child. So the Pope of Rome now is coming out and accepting that, yeah, this is been going on for some time now. That's what he's saying. For some time now, we've been trying to remedy this. No, I'm just trying to show you that just a few decades ago, when I used to say that on the radio, oh man, I became enemy number one. And this is before the news broke, in like around the same time, 2001 or so. That was really the time when it came out, bam, and all the sexual abuse cases just came out on the news, and then it became a big thing that today now is just like a regular thing. But I'm just telling those of you who are 20 years old and under, I'm just trying to show you that there was a time that you couldn't just say that. No, man, you'd be surprised. Police and so would come at your gates. How dare you to say that about the Holy See? Which Holy See? The Pacific? Yeah, how dare you say that? And now look at the biggest fish in the sea himself now is telling you, yeah, that's really what's going on. He's saying it's a cultural problem. I wonder if we read that. You see, we just listen and hear, It's a cultural problem. I totally agree. I totally agree. It is a cultural problem. Some people say that they should change the concept of celibacy, meaning that now that whole monastery practice, because the monk order is a holy order, really. So it's seen that a monk really doesn't, a person that's a monk that doesn't have any sexual intercourse or anything of the sort. So many people believe that that is totally against nature. So they should not even, encourage that. And it is because of that why they're going buck wild on these little boys and on the nuns XYZ. You see. Good. Now I'm saying that Mr. Pope is saying that it's a cultural problem. He's celibate too, or celibate, or he ain't got no woman. He's not having no sexual intercourse. Right? The Pope I'm talking, and all the fellas around him. Yeah. It's a cultural problem. It's a cultural problem. Whose culture? Whose culture? And now, as I said, we did this subject on the Shock of the Hour, where we took the hour to explain this in detail. So this specific subject has been broken down in minute detail, but I'm just quickly saying it for the YouTube family here. Whose culture we talking about? Ethiopia has a culture. Ethiopia has the monastery culture. Waldeba and Debre Damo and these different places where brothers have been there from the time that they have been children. They have been sent there to become priests, to become monks. And they live their lives as monks, live and die in these places, Lalibela. You don't hear the kind of report coming out of Ethiopia like what you hear coming out of Rome. The thing coming out of Rome is heavy. It's thousands upon thousands of cases. And I could imagine the reality. If we're going to talk about Roman history, remember the man telling you it's a cultural problem. Whose culture? Check their culture. How did Rome begin? It's two little boys sucking on a wolf, I'm not lying on no one. It's two little boys sucking on a wolf. And between the suckling of the wolf to today, they have within the midst between them two times up to now, you have a history of conquest for sure, a history of a lot of as if you're going to deal with the sexual realms, I mean, just look at the statues these fellas put together. Even in their catacombs and on the walls, even in Greece too, you see the people of high standings in society making out in their artwork. Is their artwork. Now tell me, I mean, well known. We can just go into the history of England, Charles the First, and the behavior of Edward the Seventh. This is well known stuff. Well known. So it is a cultural problem, but it's not an African culture. Look at the Buddhist monks. They ain't raping nobody. Now listen to me good, you know. As I said in the Shock of the Hour program, I'm not the all seen all. I don't know what's going on all over the world at every time. And if you were to tell me, man, I know of a case where a Buddhist monk raped a little girl, I mean, that don't shake me. I'm not surprised. That's how the world runs. Even if you tell me, man, I have a story that some Ethiopian monks raped some girl, so and so, that don't shock me. How many monks you have in Ethiopia? Millions of people, millions upon millions of people in these places. What are you talking about? That is different. I'm not talking about you have a case of, or there was a time that, or I remember that. I'm talking about an institution that, as long as it has existed, is known for this sort of behavior, for this sort of behavior. Rape, robbery, incest, anything homosexuality, sodomism. This is them. Man, the big man himself say it is a cultural problem. How the monks in Ethiopia ain't raping nobody? The Buddhist monks ain't raping nobody. At least not that you know of, that you can talk about, that it has become this massive problem internationally. Yeah. So we just said we would highlight that, and be careful how you judge it, and don't disrespect the monks, man. Come on. As I said, there are different cultures, Hinduism and the Sikhs and all of these different ones. And India is a place. India is almost like the rape capital of the world, at least according to how the media would portray it. You know what I mean? And within, but that doesn't mean it's Buddhist monks doing it. No. So we gotta check it. Anyway, as I said, give thanks for your presence with us. As I said, once again, remember, coming straight to you, we are talking about the winter solstice 2019. Hey, all you got to do is contact me, man. priestisaac27@gmail.com, and we definitely reserve your space, and it will definitely be a wonderful experience, as it always is. We just came off of the fall equinox, and basically, the main thing is coming amongst the megaliths, Green Castle Hill, experience the alignments of the heavens and the movements of the stars, the real Stonehenge, trust me. And of course, there's so many other things we have on the agenda for you. It's just going to be a packed 5 days. Of course, the Rastafari experience in general, you definitely will love it. And we will be having a wonderful lecture slash banquet where historians, myself, and others will be giving you, lectures on the different aspects of history and culture. And, of course, you will be experience whatever needs to be experienced here. I know some of you will be coming out of the cold, the winter wonderland. Of course, it is a joy. The sun will be here. The beach will be here. The fresh fruits and vegetables will be here. And of course, we will be definitely giving you your national, international tour. So there's so many things. All you have to do, again, is contact me and get your information. It is up to you, though, to book your flights. As I said, book your flights, of course, from the 17th to the 23rd. You're the ones that has to go and book your flight, and I hope you get the best flight you can get. And in time, man, we'll be running our own, international airways, so you'll get the best flights at the best price. But give thanks, life given, the keep of life. Holy Emmanuel I, Selassie I, Jah Rastafari.